Okay, so we're doing a video here on Reverso programming in video games. I feel it's a medium that hasn't been touched too much, but really it's prevalent, and I want to address this for those of people around that were formerly like myself, confused at this world, but once you realize the secret, it all makes sense. So here I have Conker's Bad Fur Day, a 2001 game made by Rare, a British video game company that I've had a particularly uh, enjoyable relationship with. I feel overall, like I still look back on the games I played with affection, but now knowing this knowledge, I feel like it comes with this caveat of lying, this caveat of perpetuating the norm, and I don't know, like having that cheeky laughter in the background while the peasant is chuckling at his own demise or something. I don't know. So to stay on topic with Conquer, this game was the final installment of the Rare platforming, I guess, quadrilogy, 4 games. And the other 3 were cutesy and straightforward. This one decided to go completely off the rails. And while the gameplay is straightforward, it's completely subversive, and it's all about swarthy talking, sailor mouth, potty mouth, anthropomorphic characters. It centers around Conker, the orange squirrel here pictured at left. He's not a particularly nice character. He kind of just takes advantage of people and moves forward. Doesn't seem particularly fazed by anything he does. That's bad. So he's not a good character to model your life off of, obviously. But you can see this tongue-in-cheek. It's media. It's entertainment. Like, okay. But yeah, I mean, there's ample references to sodomy. There's ample references to all sorts of like disgusting aspects of life. So to get on point, Conker represents a free martin. You can see because he's colored in orange, which is the unifying color of inversion. Because it's 33 in gematria, which is the practice of coding numbers into words, and 33 represents duality, represents the connection, the infinity. And then he's also wearing purple, which is royalty, red and blue together. As you might know, the red and blue political parties come together, and we have a president we decide on. So, or a leader we decide on, that's purple. That's royalty. So he's looking rather soft. Conker's obviously smaller than his partner over here, and he looks more effeminate, honestly, than Barry. If you take the clothes off and just look at the characters and you remove the breasts that are so obviously inflated and fake on Barry, then you have a Reverso situation here. Barry's long and lanky, straight across shoulders, and yeah, if you ignore the hair and the breasts, it's really easy to tell that she has a even torso and leg length, and she's long and rectangular. She doesn't have any curves, whereas Conker probably could take on a baby in a few years. I mean, he's young, but you can see it, and he is that free martin who asked you to go out for drinks every weekend. That is what I've experienced my whole life, because I'm a nice person and I've just been around people who want to drink all the time, and I recognize that they probably want to do this because they have this inversion thing they're always trying to keep up with. So on the weekends they just want to let loose. Here you go. Here's a sip of beer. So Conker is just the typical archetypal free martin. Free martin being a male born with female characteristics. So moving forward with Rare, they also have worked on an IP called Donkey Kong, which is far more well known than Conker. And Donkey Kong is pictured here with his, I guess, supposed love interest. She really hasn't been in many of the recent games, but she was a prominent character in the 90s and the 2000s. Candy Kong. And Candy is, again, the same example as Barry, where they have balloon titties and long and lanky proportions that are of a male. It's just straight up. She has a long neck. She has broad shoulders. She has no birthing hips. Donkey Kong has birthing hips. Donkey Kong has no neck. Donkey Kong doesn't have like the broad shoulders. Everything's going down. It's as clear as day. And Donkey Kong, I mean, DK's obviously happens to be 44. It's destruction in numerology. It's clearly a paired off King Kong, and it's a hoax. I mean, great apes are a hoax. Donkey Kong's based on a great ape. It's just more programming. It's, hey, here's this cool ape character. The apes are cool, and you just have to realize that it's nonsense. People in costumes and fake footage. So that's something that I think Hans Worm had, or someone like that can wake you up to. I can wake you up to it easily. I could do a video on that, but I feel Hans Worm has some good videos out there relating to the great apes and how they're clearly people in costume. So I recommend going to him. He's helped me with a lot of this process from waking up and recognizing that this inversion is all around you, and it's not just an isolated thing. It's not just what they say it is, and you're being lied to wholesale. So if you are somebody who isn't privy to this knowledge, this is for you. If you're part of the majority, which is what I think it is the majority, the inverted type people, I have to ask just why you do this. And please, you're probably not going to answer me and just claim that you're what you say you are. But for those of you that are more open and maybe have talked to these people, maybe we can glean something from you, because I think it's nonsensical. I've met free martins and inverted people who are seemingly really nice, and then you just kind of passive aggressive. I've met ones that are genuinely nice, and I've met many that are just toxic and mean from the get-go. And I don't know, it's hard to really break it down because everyone's so unique. But I can say that this otherness, this alienation, really stems from those toxic ones that see me and are like threatened by me or just feel awkward around me because I am a real man and I have the proportions and I'm not part of the Orange 33 club. But what I'm getting at is I don't think that we should be quick to judge. We should learn about this before we start making fun of them. Although the aspect that there's all these secrets and lies is really damning, and it's hard for me to forgive people that didn't help me out when I was having trouble by telling me what was going on, but instead persisted with the lie and were probably told, oh, don't tell him, don't tell him. So I think people have been sneaking around and telling secrets around me my whole life, and it's been lonely. So I'm obviously reaching out, wanting to meet people and see through this together. So moving forward with Rare, this is another game of theirs. It's it's from Banjo-Tooie. This is the 4th level, Jolly Roger's Lagoon, and this is just more of the programming and how there's just things in plain sight. And I knew this was messed up when I was young. I knew what it meant when I was young, when I was like 7 years old playing these games. This one came out in 2000, so just an idea of my age. 27. So here we have Jolly's pub, Jolly Roger's pub, and Jolly is the frog at the right, and he's this flamboyant gay character, and it's hilarious. You have to save his partner Mary Maggie Malpass from the bottom of a fish, deep in the bowels of a fish, and she's an obvious transgender. Like, she might be one of the first I woke up to. It's just like, okay, that's clearly not a woman. That's clearly a man wearing a dress and everything. But maybe it's a double. It might be a double, honestly, because there's these double inverts that I'm learning about now who were born, like, for instance, she could be born a free martin, right? And then she acts like a Free Martin, and then she just wears the wig since she's met Jolly, and they're now like a thing, an item. I think that's a very common thing. But anyways, going back to the really grotesque aspect of this, if you look at the menu, today's specials, salty dumplings could be referring to dumps, like little poops. So that's kind of like a tongue-in-cheek salty poop. Toad in the hole. I mean, that's a clear sodomy reference. Toads, mushrooms, they look like penises in the hole. I mean, it's pretty straightforward sodomy reference. And then seaman surprise. You can imagine yourself being a sailor coming into shore, and weighing your anchor and coming into this pub and ordering a seaman surprise, and that could be prostitution. That could be, I don't know. It's just disgusting. As a kid, I kind of laughed at it, and I still kind of do now. But this is supposed to be a rated E game. So it means you have like 5-year-olds that could potentially be this level, 7-year-olds. I was 7, and you see this, and you know what it means, and it's just you're supposed to laugh at it. Like I don't know. I don't think putting it in the butt's really that funny anymore. I don't know if I ever really did. I just kind of laughed because it was clearly off-putting. But now that I'm privy to this knowledge, I see it's just like this culture is just so into it. Like it's everywhere. So yeah, moving forward with Rare, and I mean, so these are Rare developers. Some of them are still there. Actually, just one of them in this picture is still there. Greg over here on the right is still at Rare. And Grant in the center and Steve, Greg's brother, are actually... Steve's over at Platonic, and Grant, I think he is... Like he basically is... he's a freelancer. But what I want to get at is these are normal free markets. This is just like... These are people that make these games, and like while I love a lot of aspects of their products, I love the music, I love just some of the humor, some of the drawings, the creativity. You can't deny that aspect. I still cherish these people. I have to acknowledge that they're part of this inverted agenda. I mean, look at Steve. He's very soft, very effeminate. Like no Adam's apple, shoulders immediately slope, no square chin, almost double chin there, very soft. And the facial hair, I feel like that's just pumping testosterone or some sort of treatment. It just looks fake to me. And then Grant, I feel like it's the most obvious of the bunch here. He doesn't pass very well. He's very soft in the face, squinty eyes, eyebrows right on top of the eye. I mean, he seems to be balding. Maybe this is a hairpiece. And yeah, just no Adam's apple soft. And then Greg, he passes pretty well. I mean, you have that jaw, like right there, like clearly. Like I don't know if that's an implant or what, but it looks good. He's younger than these guys, right, in this picture. So I mean, maybe it looks better because he's younger. But his eyebrows are right on top of his eyes, squinty eyes. In general, no Adam's apple. He's still soft, sloping shoulders. So these crass, crude games that clearly programmed me. They're made by these guys who are inverted, like the people that I grew up with, who were, pushing all this craziness, and I just couldn't see it. I just was like, oh, you're a guy. I never even it didn't become clear to me until maybe college years, but even then it was still hazy. I don't think you know to look unless you really seek it out and you research this stuff. But anyways, now that I'm awake to it, it's like, yeah, they're programming the normies for this, or like the people that aren't inverted, and then they're making the inverts laugh uproariously. Like they're just like, oh my god, this is just rife with references to my condition. So anyways, my reality. So moving forward, this is probably the most notable video game character, period, Mario. He actually has his roots with Donkey Kong, obviously, and their first game was Donkey Kong, the game 1981, where you played as Mario, who was known as Jumpman back then, and you ascended the girders to save Pauline. Pauline has now been replaced by Princess Peach as the main love interest, main femme character. But here, if you look at it, Mario is round. He's rotund. He's soft, pudgy. I mean, he looks more likely to have the baby than Peach over here, who's long. And yeah, her dress may give you the illusion that she's curvy, but in reality, she's a beanpole. And this is normalized. The people that cannot conceive are told they can. And the reverse. You have men that can conceive and you're lied to and said they can't. So it's just everything's backwards in tranny land. But I will call them inverts, or I don't know what's this. I don't know what they prefer. Whatever they want to be called, I guess. But I don't know if they deserve it because they have lied for so long. So on to a couple of other cartoons. I recall this one, Recess, is on Disney. Disney's, I mean, they're all satanic. Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and Disney. But I don't know. Something about Disney. I just felt really weird watching some of their shows. So the only one in this picture who I think actually might be a male, like one-to-one with what they claim to be, is this character, Gerald. Actually, no, it's not Gerald. That's Gerald's from Harold. I don't remember this character's name. And then he might be one-to-one. He might be a boy. But then these three, clearly pudgy, effeminate characters. I mean, what is this? Come on. And then, like, what is that? That is just enormous. But these people that you would see at school, this is like Recess. You would see all these inverted kids, inverted children, kids as goats. So, but I guess they want to call them, maybe they want to be goats. I don't know, because some of them are overt Satanists. But this one, Gretchen, I believe her name is, straight up and down. That's a male, nothing there. Straight up and down, wearing the primary colors, wearing orange, just loaded with it. These are all inverts. Except for maybe this one, but he looks kind of creepy. Like I don't know. It's just you look, and then like this is the one eye. See Bill Gates doing that kind of thing all the time. It's like we got the knowledge, and it's just straightforward. And this is okay. So here, whenever I think of like Castrato, or I think of like clear tranny cartoon, dude, olive oil, beanpole, nothing there, no curvature whatsoever. And then you look at Popeye, like look at those quads, look at those legs. I mean, he is definitely more capable of bearing a child. Like it's just straightforward. You got star, pentacle. I mean, I don't want to get too deep into the star because it's everywhere, and it's like I don't think it always signifies a satanic message. Stars are stars. I don't know, but obviously if it's pointing down, it does. But to stay on topic, yeah, I mean this is just clear inversion right here, clear inversion programming. And then, Hey Arnold always wore a kilt. I found that to be interesting even when I was a child. I was like, what? I don't know any guys that wear kilts. Arnold was always the one who was like understanding. He was always like really effeminate. But again, I did this as a kid too. I was always the understanding one. I was the one who would like sit back with the friend that was crying. So that's really a human. That's a person trait. That's not really a gender trait. But I don't know, like kind of effeminate, and then Helga, nothing, like just flat proportions. They're younger, but still, like the fact that she has a beanpole kind of emphasizes it. And then obviously, fully grown, Jessica Rabbit over here is a clear male to female. I mean, it's just like this whole idea of a corset. I mean, where did that come from? Like, I think it was really for the regular woman. It must have been, because all these FTMs, like, it's just, ugh, it's just gross. And yeah, I mean, she's not curvy. It's literally just the programming. It's the way she's standing. That's the whole trick. It's the way she's standing, purple royalty. And yeah, Jessica Rabbit's a clear male to female. Going forward here, we have Fairly Odd Parents, Timmy Turner, Tiny, Trixie Tang, Girl. I think we can see the theme here. But really, boy in disguise, straight up and down, has kind of this sinister look. I remember this character always struck me as a little sinister. Always had these eyebrows that were like, I have a secret, And I know it's a cartoon, but it's just, this is like the programming we're so used to. This like whole invert secret programming. It's weird when I think back to it. And then moving forward here, we have Dexter and Dee Dee. Dexter's, I wouldn't say rotund, but he's definitely thicker than his sister. She's tall, she has no body. I mean, it's hard to even tell, but the emphasis on like nothing there, the emphasis on beanpole women, these women that have impossible frames, that's what we see, and we see small or round men. To me, I mean, these are tiny characters, but their femme characters are just too obvious. So now we'll move on to real life. And again, this is, I mean, real life with the asterisk, because you have the president here, which is, I mean, he's obviously just a character. It's just politics is a show. It's not a very good one in my opinion, but that's what it is. And Donnie is looking like a Donna right here. I mean, look how thick those quads are. Look at the tiny T-Rex arms. Look at the lack of a neck. Look how soft he is. I mean, that's a woman. That is a woman. Like you pretend that's not Donald, and like pretend it's just a person. And you're just looking at him, and I'm asking you, guess what gender? You're gonna guess a woman. Look how rotund the tummy is, and it's just, men don't grow that. Biological men do not pick up weight so readily. Like, if you look at this one when he's younger, he's not a particularly corpulent character. You just pick this up with age, but it's readily available to him. And then the whole T-Rex arm thing. T-Rex seems to be a fantasy creature that was created because of these free martins. These females presenting as males, where they have these tiny arms that just do not make sense with their body and what they're telling you they are. It's such a joke. So you look at the softness of our fair lady, Donald Trump, and you compare it with his rock hard, sweet sensation, Melania, and it's clear as day. I mean, Melania is the man. Look at the kneecaps, busted. Look at busted. Look at her straight across collarbones. Those are the collarbones I have. I grew up with. Always poked out. Always was told I was too skinny. Called Skeletor by people I just met. I was just wondering how people could be so rude, and now I get it, because I'm not an invert. Look at how her arms are. They look like robotically stiff. That's because that's an unnatural pose. She's supposed to be, she normally just lets them go the length of her body, like straight down. But because she's posing, she's trying to look like a woman. Or he is trying to look like a woman. This is what you have. Clear castrato. Look at the chin. I mean, it's just, this is what you see everywhere. This is the norm. And in the really big lie is that it's everywhere. That's in your family. It's all surrounding. And if you're a free martin or you're a swire and you just don't know about this, obviously, like, I have trouble seeing that, but I believe it. I believe there are people who genuinely don't know. But someone like me, someone who is straightforward, who is like literally what their biology is, there's not many of us. There's not many, I should say, caveat, there's not many men. There are many, many, many free martins, and there are many females. I think free martins and females are probably the most popular, most common. And then and then swires, castratos, and then you'll see males. So you have Melania here, that's clearly a male. I mean, just her proportions are entirely masculine. There's not really any aspect of her that I would say is feminine. I mean, I can almost see, I mean, she's kind of covering up. I can almost see an Adam's apple. The forehead's huge. The head's big. Inverted couple, just clear as day. And this is looking at, people that were supposed to, like, I thought growing up, like, we were supposed to, like, idolize these people or something because they were pictured everywhere. These, like, super fit inverts were everywhere. And I wasn't really looking too closely. I thought they were gross, but now I know even more that they're inverts, it's just so obvious. Look at the man hands on the supposed lady here on the left. I mean, that's the wand hand. She's doing magic. But also the man hand, like, that is my hand. That's thick. It's got some serious structure to it. She's very vascular. Look how vascular she is. Castrato. And square jaw, high eyebrows, straight across collarbone. I mean, she may have had it shaved, but there looks like there's got to be something in there. Look how vascular her neck is. Clear MTF there, and then vice versa. This is the FTM. This is the free Martin. This is your quote unquote meathead. I mean, this is just ridiculous Adonis belt. Clearly like synthetic. And then just these trapezius. This is like, I remember seeing that movie Warrior with I think it was Warrior with the guy, what was his name, who plays Bane. I can't think of his name. Tom Hardy. And he had these trapezius, and I was just looking at like, that looks so unnatural. And because that's free Martin trait. Free Martins can build up this muscle right here. Regular men cannot. And you just look at him. He's soft in the face, has this like fake hair, tiny little eye, beady eyes. His eyebrows are really close to his eyes, and he's just soft. And then look at the quads. I mean, those are birthing hips. This is not. Those are birthing hips. So I think this is free Martin. I think this is a strat or castrato. Excuse me. And then this is the everyday. This is what you're going to see everywhere you look. You're going to see men probably coaching football or some sports teams, or I don't know. Just you're going to see regular men that look like this. They have this quote unquote beer belly. Like that is the biggest cover up. Fucking Homer Simpson is the propaganda for that one. But really, and the dad bod, all that nonsense. This is a woman, maybe pregnant with his second. I mean, that looks like it could be her first. And very soft, no collarbone, like nothing there, no structure, no vascularity. Oh, he just doesn't work out. No. This is like him probably just chilling. Maybe he doesn't work out, but a man will not look like this. I cannot put on weight. I don't really work out that much. I don't look anything like this. I am skinny. I cannot gain weight for the life of me. It was made fun of my entire life for that. And now I know why. Because you have these people who are just envious, trying to be like you and have just struggled so hard when they, in reality, they could just be a woman and be happy. Breasts. I mean, just clear as day. And then this is my mom. I mean, this is what my mom looks like. She's got straight across collarbones, very tight. Eyebrows are arching high, pretty big head, long arms. That's just an invert. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. They just lied. Like barely any breasts there. Like, I don't know what to tell you. This is the everyday. I mean, at this point, I mean, I want to close on the fact that I know for a fact that I grew up in a Reverso family, in a Reverso neighborhood, and there were not many people like myself. And it was hard. It was lonely and very sad at times. I made the most of it. I cast a blind eye to a lot of the ill behavior. But now that I can see the nexus point, the reason why this goes on, I can breathe. I feel good for being me and what I'm doing. And I can live life with the knowledge that the game is rigged. And they lie. And I mean, I'd rather be a humble peasant, a humble traveler, than a wealthy liar. I mean, it's or inverted, pompous liar. And yes, not everybody is this pompous, but a lot of people are. And I think that pomposity, the days are numbered. We're finding out about this, and it's only a matter of time before it's just broadly known, and we can come out of the woodwork and come together instead of hating on normal people. So this is a video for people that are still in the dark or maybe want another take on this whole thing. But ultimately, I want to build a community. I want people who are in on this knowledge and want to spread the truth I want to interact with these people And yeah, like let's build things. Let's make art. Let's make videos. Let's build this community because I'm sick of living under the lies. I'm sick of pretending, you know? It's not fun. The whole fake it till you make it. Now it makes sense. Oh, they've been faking all along. That is a inverse tranny world phrase. Fake it till you make it. So stop faking it. Tell the truth and spread the word that you should probably not intake so much media and focus on your health, and tell the truth. I mean, that's really simple. I said should as the operative word. I recommend it. I don't do what you got to do. But I'm signing off here, and I look forward to sharing things with you guys going forward, whether it's related to this agenda or something else entirely. All right. Keep on wondering and keep on searching. All right. Have a good one. Peace.